Hello, all of you. Welcome to the first class for direct taxation final. We are starting it here, and I welcome you all. A brief introduction: CA Dipti Chheda here, qualified as a CA in the year 2000 from Nagpur, Maharashtra. My journey into this CA field started in 1995 after my 12th standard, just for the sake of doing something not very aimful, with 60s marks in 10th and 12th. And when I completed it in 2000, I was really serious, kuch to karenge life mein. And then came to Hyderabad, started practicing hardly for 6 months, and since then I am into teaching. Because while I was student also, I was teaching all my group around taxation, accounts, costing. These are my areas. I teach CA and CMA inter accounts, taxation, costing, specialization in the direct taxation and inter and final. And it's a dynamic subject. So hoping to give lot of two-way knowledge and two-way motivation. Because I have had an introduction with all you members who are attending it live now, or if you're watching it as a recording. It's great. You all are also quite experienced. So many of you are working since years. So definitely you will link this with the practical work around you more. And any queries you have, you can ask. Concept classes I have started in 2008. Before that, I was associated with all the other academies. And since then, this journey is going on. Right now, just in the afternoon, I completed CMA inter taxation batch. There I'm teaching valuation officer, capital gains is going on. So there would be a lot of linking up in the classes. And this is all about my introduction. Very passionate to give my best to you. Now, because I had interaction with you all and I wanted that together we can bring great results. Is the voice coming little low or how? Just 1 second. So this is all about my introduction. There are many of you doing online. From here to it is all clear. Can you please respond? Check. 1 second. So this was a brief introduction about me, and I had a personal talk with all of you, most of you whom I know, and so there's going to be a lot of practical linking. I'm teaching this subject since years, but when you are in the field, in some of you in the banking and some of you in the corporate, definitely you would link it up better. And so any queries are there, use the chat box. You can unmute and speak up irrespective of the recording is going on, no problem. Or if you have more doubts, connect it and send it to our WhatsApp group which we have made. There you can just click and send and we'll clear it. Okay. Now some strategies which we are going to follow is this portion of direct taxation and final is vast. So we cannot take it in the sequence as and how we studied in inter, salary, then business head, and then capital gain and so on. We will be doing link, subject and weightage. Okay. Like today and tomorrow, we are doing basics because many of you may be too good in the practical side, but in exam you have MCQs. Yeah, I'll be giving you the paper pattern also in the coming days, because now again it is an offline exam. You have MCQs, you have case laws, you have question answers to be solved, and you have procedural based case study questions also. So किस topic में से what is coming how, but today's topic is most important for the MCQs. And MCQs are not all 1 mark, they are 2 mark and 3 mark.
So we will be covering up today and tomorrow. That is, I'm starting right now with the slab rates. In slab rates from this financial year added is alternative tax regime. There's a different way of paying tax also, 115 BAC. Okay, that is the section. So if not this, how do you pay tax as per alternative tax regime? Around 8 marks problem came in the online exam, just last exam. So considering all that we will do, then alternative and minimum tax which firms and all should pay. So like this, if basic tax idea is there, whenever we go to other topics, oh, the tax rate is this, what we are doing right now is when you begin a maths class and all, the teacher makes you write the table on the right hand side. So this is something that you should keep on referring again and again, so that by the end of the class it is repeated. Few things I will take it very thoroughly in class. Few things I will say are for reading. Just read it once and leave it. You need to do it for professional studies. Few things chew karke kha jana, and that is my job. I will make sure we are working enough problems for math, for charitable trust, for international taxation, so that covering up all your past exam papers in the class, we will be solving, we will be writing booster notes, so that you perform super well in your final exam. And to support this, I will be adding all important inter chapters revisions: salary, business head, capital gain. There are topics like, if you talk about capital gains, exemptions are asked in inter also and final also. So just videos I'll be adding up in the free access which I have given you all in the app. So whenever you are free, just watch those revision videos so that you can score marks. Final syllabus is starting from advanced. If you check your TDS chapter, it's starting from the advanced. But then TDS base level also, there are amendments, 194I and all, and they are being asked. So three things, see, all final direct taxation portion we are doing, inter important topics, weightage wise, and tax amendments. These are the highlights of the classes. I'll make my best to complete the portion on time and with a good speed which you and we can go along. Okay? Anywhere anything is not clear, do let me know, right? So this is the flow of the class. Let us start with the class with the slab rates, and then we will do return of income. Looks very easy topic. I will also complete it in 2 classes. But if you know the concept, apply it and solve the problems. Many times I ask this basic student question, dear students in the class: is income tax a practical subject? No, then all calculation is done by Computex and all the software. Is it some theory topic to sit and learn and write 5-mark short note? No, it is an application based subject. You gain thorough knowledge of the concepts, make your basket ready, and then apply that knowledge and solve the problems. Okay, right? So this is all overview. Once we do return of income, it is SSE side. Then what is department doing? So like this, how we are going to proceed? I'm sharing the screen with all of you. And yeah, 1 second. Last few days I've been using the tab, and today I started with the laptop. Hope the screen is visible and clear to all of you. So your this direct taxation final portion is divided into 2 parts for 70 marks. You're having advanced direct taxation, the base for which is built up in your inter. This is making the mindset so that when we start, you're clear what we're doing. 30 marks is like super scoring and repeatedly asked questions, and that 30 marks which is repeatedly asked question is your international taxation. International taxation, dear students, there is no separate section for A and B and like that, it's all merged. But for this 30 marks international taxation, the first important topic which you are doing in other subjects also, the calculation part, here taxation part we will do is transfer pricing. Means if you are doing any international sales or purchase and income, it should be at arm's length, because in India we are paying highest tax 30%. You can't make purchases at a very high rate from your sister concern, which is in tax haven country. What is tax haven country? There are countries where the tax rates are very low and or no tax. So there they make huge sales, and at higher rate they make us buy, so that in India the profit we show is low. So transfer pricing is bringing all the transactions at arm's length and paying the tax. Then one fixed question comes from non-resident taxation. Non-resident taxation is actually, dear students, an extension of your residential status. In non-resident taxation, a person from outside India, if he has to pay tax in India, but he has already paid some tax there, should he get a relief here in India? Answer is yes. Like how we study the relief for salary chapter 89(1) and all, like that. See, one thing should be very clear to you. Today's class I am introducing many terms, and if you are doing it after a gap or so, please don't hesitate. कोई doubt छोटा बड़ा नहीं है. Just keep the chat box open and keep sending me your doubts. And if you feel I have used some term which is not clear to you, please ask me what is that. You know, there is a term called as DTAA, Double Taxation Avoidance Agreement. Government wants maximum people to pay tax, but then it is ensuring that no one should pay double tax. If you have some income from Singapore and you have already paid the tax there, then while because you are resident and ordinary resident, world income is taxable in India. So even that Singapore's income becomes taxable in India, but because on this you have already paid the tax, okay, in Singapore, you will get a relief. It's a beautiful step method, and 4 to 6 marks question is fixed on this non-resident taxation. Same for transfer pricing. So many methods are there. So from that, it will be very clear. Okay, right? You can go for some advanced ruling for transfer pricing. That is, you can ask government, see, I am going to do this kind of foreign transaction. Please tell me in advance what all will be the tax calculation, so that later we don't go in dispute. So advanced ruling authorities are there, and advanced pricing. So all these we will study into international taxation. Coming to our direct taxation, frankly speaking, at interlevel, the slab rates, the heads of the income, the deductions, and the class ends at return of income, TDS and TCS. When this comes, it's like your end of 100 marks portion for inter, and here what our final portion starts. Return of income is what documents you need to submit, what all are types of returns, what is the time limit, and all that. Here also 2 marks very scoring questions are asked, and if it is a 4-mark question and 114 bit, that makes it like super scoring. From the past paper analysis, I'll definitely give you the trend. We will be solving CMA mock test paper, which will come soon in the class. And last CMA mock test paper also I have solved for June, for the last December. That also I'll give you the recordings. Now, so return of income is what we do. After this, most important topic you can say is assessment procedure. What is happening in department? Are they doing scrutiny, or are they doing best judgment assessment, or they convert it into survey, or they convert it into raid, which is called as Caesar in the professional language. So all this is department side of story which we should know. Once they do Caesar and all, if the person is not willing to pay the tax, like we all have seen the movie, that raid movie, Ajay Devgan's movie, He's not willing to pay the tax. Then there are certain tax recovery procedures. Can we seize his property, sell it off, and recover our taxes? Yes. If someone has gone into foreign country, Nirav Modi and all, and not paying tax, can we have a procedure to recover the tax from foreign countries also? Yes. An NRI shipping company or a person trying to leave India without paying tax and without obtaining tax clearance certificate, what is the procedure? We'll study it. Procedural part enough, then enjoy solving the problems for charitable trust. Full to practical 8 marks question and 2 marks MCQs for anonymous donations and all. So charitable trust, I will divide it into 2-3 parts, and we will do it from how they are picking up the questions and how to solve. Then you have a fixed question on assessment procedure of the company, minimum alternative tax, how you need to pay minimum this much of tax, how to compute. In fact, this usually comes in question number 1 only, right? And then we have some small chapters like penalties and prosecution. Penalty is if something goes wrong, or what is the fine you have to pay in money terms. And prosecution is the term we use for imprisonment. If there is something wrong going on, then you have to uh, see the procedure for imprisonment. Okay. With this, there are, agar exam mein kuch 50 marks hai which you all don't know, then there is something very scoring also which you all know super well. ICDS. Can I ask any one of you, anyone in the class knows what is ICDS, and have you studied it at inter level? You can unmute and speak up in the class, or you can put it in the chat box. Anyway is okay. ICDS is like one question fixed and hardly 4 to 5 pages. This is all also easy, but isko thoda time leke we will do. But this is so something which comes every exam and fixed. Now this is your smart work. If you want, you can star mark ke isko chhodna nahi hai. Many students they say, "Ma'am, I did everything, but I left ICDS." When we know there are only 10 ICDS, and any one of it they are asking you what is the treatment of ICDS. Link up. Yes. Superb, Ishwari. Thank you so much for that response. ICDS is Income Computation Disclosure Standards. Dear students, from 11th, 12th, we know what is accounting standards. Standards are benchmarks. We don't tell to everyone, अरे सुबह उठ के brush कर लिया, breakfast कर लिया, ma'am, मैं ना धो के आ गई class में. No, it is like we do it. The day it is, ma'am, today, please, can you close early? It's Navratri fasting going on. Then it is that reverse way. So accounting standards are the benchmarks which everyone should follow, so that your books are comparable with your past years, your industry, and the outsiders will be able to interpret your financial statements. That's what is accounting standards. Then after this baby step, the second thing we learn is essays. Standards on auditing, which auditors should follow while doing the audit. I am not discussing all this. I am into income tax. Income tax is saying while you compute your business income, third head of income, which is regular, and your income from other sources. See, capital gain doesn't come every time. If you have a capital asset and if you have transferred it, then you might pay capital gain. If you have rental income, you go to house property. If you're working employer-employee relationship, knock, go to salary chapter. Business income and income from other sources, if you're computing, there are 10 standards, ICDS, which you need to follow. And the compliance of ICDS, in fact, frankly, this is linked up with your Ind AS. Ind AS मैं नहीं पढ़ाना है और कोई हम income tax में link नहीं है. Practical side I'm saying. So how these ICDS you will follow? ICDS has got nothing to do with your books of accounts. Income computation disclosure standards are saying while you compute your business income and other source income for income tax purpose, please follow ICDS. Stock hai, this is the way do the valuation. Investments you are having, this. Foreign exchange is there, this. So treatment, presentation, income of 10 ICTs. One of it is surely going to come in exam. Another, I want all of you to note it down कि ये तो 5 marks छोड़ना नहीं है. Another 5 marks, frankly, so much is done in inter only is this: tax planning, tax management, tax evasion, and tax administration. So what are all these areas? Tax planning. Tax planning is make sure if you are the sole earner in your house, then you can have other incomes in the name of the parents or spouse, and also that you save paying up the tax. So there's nothing wrong in doing tax planning. Then tax management and administration. This is make sure you comply with your all the monthly compliances, TDS, TCS return, GST. That's what is meaning of the tax management. Tax evasion is not good. In Hindi we call it tax ki chori karna. Tax evasion. Tax evasion is like you're suppressing your income, showing inflated expenses, not showing full income, like that. And one more added is tax avoidance. Tax avoidance is being diplomatic, trying to mold the law in your own way, benefit. Law is like technical language, income tax direct. So if there are some loopholes, people try to interpret it in their own way. So that's what is tax avoidance, to avoid the tax. If I go from main road 2 to 3 signals, let us take a shortcut here, left and right and all. But that is one way chalega thoda sa ulte side se. So tax avoidance is we are trying to mold. So this is beautiful 5 marks question. We will do it for 2 days. Good practice wherein I will make you practice cases, and in exam they'll give you 4 to 5 cases, one liners, and they'll ask you whether this is tax planning, management, evasion, avoidance. Score 5 marks in this. Literally I am saying. I'm going to teach you many things practically outside the class also, so that you link up. We will see case studies also. But frankly speaking, one main intention is to aim for exemption so that you make up for other subjects where you may not be having so scoring this thing. Right? And when I'm talking about MAT, with MAT, we have certain special companies also. Investment fund companies and trust-based companies and all, how they are showing their income. So this is roughly your portion for final direct taxation, divided into 2 parts. We are going to do right now, starting with direct taxation. Any queries until now? Not that I'll be going on speaking always. I will just make sure that you all are also solving the problems with me in class. But आज तो पहला class है. Ask. You can unmute and speak up. Put it in chat. AC डाल दो. Air conditioner नहीं डालना है. All clear. Just put a message in the chat box if it's all clear until now.
Ma'am, will we solve CMA material problems also, ma'am?
Sure. I'm taking care of all CMA material, past exams, all the important questions, tricky ones where you have doubt, all that I will cover it up from in the class only. And math, so I will take it all from the beginning. Like you should have the grip on the concepts, and we will be solving in the class. Sure. और doubts क्या है पूछो आपके. Running notes, if preferable possible to you, can you all please make 2 notebooks. In one notebook we will be solving the problems and all, and another notebook I call it booster notebook. In that you write all the concepts, formats, important pointers, so that one day before the exam it's very essential. There are students who prepare super well beforehand, but they don't know what to revise, so they dive into some chapters and they end up not touching up 3-4 topics one day before exam, which they have studied nicely earlier. So I don't want that to happen. I'll guide you how to prepare the notes and how to mark now only important problems which you need to refer one day before exam. So I will take care of the past exam papers. I'll take care of the study material important problems also, all. Some practice problems I'm taking from the CA material also, frankly, because they are very good, especially for TDS, TCS, and those are also asked here. So all that I will take care. But you make 2 notebooks. Paper pattern, I don't think it's the right time. First day है, MCQs हैं, case laws हैं, सब है. So उसमें अभी mind नहीं जाना है. So if it is okay for you, the syllabus portion, yeah, part of capital gain you are asking, no? Yes, yes. Capital gain base level you all have done. Two things, dear students, you should know at final level. One is all the exemptions, for which I'll be helping you out with the recorded videos for exemption part. And exemptions are already covered in Inter, but I will give you that. And another part in the capital gain is the treatment and the capital gain in case of amalgamation, mergers, buyback. Now tell me, have you studied these topics in law? Procedural part. You study these topic in accounts, how amalgamation, journal entries, and then balance sheet and absorption and buyback and all. Here we'll do income tax part. How they're going to pay the tax, and if my company is merged into your company, I have some losses. Can you carry forward? If yes, for the remaining 3 years, if I have completed 5 years, will you carry forward for the remaining 3 years or the fresh 8 years and like that? So a lot of tables and flowcharts will be making to remember one day before exam. Sometimes if it is a time constraint, I'll make the flowchart, send you all PDF so that you can refer it. Okay. And so many of you are live today, but I don't know, tomorrow you have a meeting. So, as a teacher, one commitment, make 100% promise to attend as many live classes as possible. But I appreciate you all. You're managing your homes, you're managing your job, and with working, you're preparing for professional exam. Jo support chahiye, I'll give you. If you have missed the class in 24 hours, the recording will be uploaded. Don't keep it pending for the weekend and all. So make sure, because sometimes the classes are linked. If you have skipped one class now, some part of the concept I have taught and then I'm solving the problems. There would be classes wherein only concept is going on for the whole class. There would be classes only problems, 7 to 8 good quality, good problems we will be solving. So I hope until now it's all clear. Yeah, right. Yeah, I did say no, that from Inter I will be covering up these topics, business head, capital gain, set off. Yes, I'll be giving you the gist revision videos for all this, so that what is required for final, why do we do add less, how to do from there to section 44, and some PDF notes also. Running notes, what we give in the class, PDF notes I call it. They are all in the form of flowcharts. Today only I made PDF notes for stamp duty and advance money forfeited. So those notes I would be sharing with all of you. Because definitely they're asking too many questions. Okay. So if the portion and all is clear, shall we go to the first class? And we are doing right now slab rates and few terms. Terms, I think you all know, like malum hi hai sabko, but still just brushing up class I can call for the terms. And slab rate, so I'm going to stop, pause and talk rebate and all very thoroughly, surcharges and all. So I'm starting with definitions. If you feel my speed is more, you have any doubt, then I told you 2 ways are open, either communicate, unmute karke, or chat box also I'm seeing. So I hope your doubt is clear for the PGBP capital gain, what you have referred, definitely we'll do it. All right. So here we begin with the slab rates and our basics class. Right. This is already there with all of you material. In India, we are paying 2 type of taxes: direct taxation, which goes directly out of our pocket to government. Yeah, directly means all the taxes are borne by consumer, but direct tax on my income I am paying to government in the form of income tax. Only income tax. Wealth tax, gift tax, kuch nahi hai. Indirect taxes are also borne by consumer, but they go indirectly to the government, and we are paying it right now in the form of GST and custom, which is a separate 100 marks topic. So here GST and custom, bye-bye. Only this much knowledge. Indirectly means on this marker, when I purchased it, it says Digital marker rupees 4,000 inclusive of all taxes. Am I bearing the GST on this? Answer is yes. Am I paying it to government directly? Am I paying to GST government? No, I am paying it to the stationery wala. He's paying it to the wholesaler. So it's going through a chain to government where everyone is doing value addition. That's what is the meaning of indirect taxes. Now, Income Tax Act, what we are studying is 1961. It is made in 1961, Income Tax Act. I'm not reading. Read at home, and every day the class will start with revision of yesterday's class and doubt clearing for the first 10 minutes. Required take 15 minutes. Because I believe if a doubt is there in your mind, next what I'm saying, no, you are not listening. Your mind is stuck up over there. So bindas pucho if you have any doubt. Income Tax Act 1961, that is hamare zamane mein. Those people who made it, they are not there. When they made it, we used to fill up 100 rupees mein 4 liters of petrol. Yeah, this is my story. 1997. 1 week I used to use my two-wheeler Honda Activa and 4 liters of it was kinetic Honda that time. Now 100 rupees, nothing. So act banane wale, they have gone. Today we want to follow Income Tax Act 1961. Can we follow it same? No. As and how the circumstances are changing, every year we need to make amendment, and that is done by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. She comes on 1st February right now. It was earlier last day of the February, but she changed it trend because she comes up with a proposal budget. Now what is budget? It is the amendment in the or the changes in the financial year which we want to make. So suppose now she'll be coming up as budget on 1st February 2021. Once budget is a proposal, like children's come to us, okay, shopping jana hai, theek hai, kya kya kharidna hai, kitna budget hai. As in the same way, she has her budget for the education, for the medical, for this, for the safety, security of the country, and all those different things. So budget are changes in 1961 Income Tax Act. Then they are proposed in both the houses of the parliament, and once it is approved, it becomes Finance Act 2021, which is applicable for financial year 21-22. Is it clear? 1st February 21, she'll give the budget, and this will be analyzed and discussed in the House of Parliament, approved by President. It becomes Finance Act, applicable from 1st April 21 to 31st March 2022. Okay. Now this is called financial year. Then why do we call it previous year? Whatever I am earning in 21 and 22, I am paying tax in 22 and 23, the very next year. Right now, abhi just the tax audit date went, no, 30th of September 2022. For 21-22, you are assessing your income and filing your return, your declaration. Okay, this is my income, this is my tax, this is my audit report. You're doing it in the next year. So next year is called as assessment year. Assessment year is the year in which you assess your income and pay the tax to government for the previous year. What is our assessment year? 20-23. So what is your previous year or the financial year or the current year or the previous year? 21-22. So here I complete this para discussion. Please ask your doubts. I know for some of you it's like, ma'am, ye to sab winter mein kiya hai. And for some of you, it's good, ma'am, we are brushing up. But we need to take care of the whole class. So I'm doing it at an average pace, but this is must required, dear students. Once I start with return of income assessment procedure, then I'll not come back and explain all these basics. Wealth tax naam abhi hai, but it is not into existence. Wealth tax is not there. We are just paying income tax. Give some response. Is it all clear? Do you understand what is budget? What is financial year? What is assessment year? So income tax has now These part, no, I want you to take it in your book. Yeah, these running notes you need not write. When I say these are booster notes, I'll make you write. Aaj to zarat nahi hai. Now listen. Income Tax Act is divided into chapters. Like generally, dear students, you must be knowing एक chapter का नाम सबको मालूम है. कौन सा? Anyone in the class? Anyone in the class? Which chapter have you studied in income tax? Ma'am, it's a big joke. We have studied everything. Then only we have come to the end of our qualification. Anyone remembers? Inter में भी बहुत this name goes on like Income Tax Act, chapter, fill in the blanks. Anyone?
6A deduction.
Chapter?
Chapter 6A deductions.
Super. So now you know, no? Ma'am, anytime we talk about deductions, it is chapter 6A deductions. Deductions means your income is gross total income. But from 80 SUI to 80 U, you have beautiful deductions for some reason. What is it? I'll tell you later. You do good investment, you do good donation and all, you get deductions. So, Income Tax Act is divided into chapters. 6 अकेला chapter नहीं है, बहुत सारे chapters हैं. But this very popular name, you know, very popular name we come across is like if you see Shah Rukh Khan's all the movies, maximum movies, his name is Raj. So it's like Shah Rukh Khan is equal to Raj. Like that, when we say income tax chapters, वो क्या है? Chapter 6 से deduction कहीं तो पढ़ा था, right? And as a teacher, I'm telling you, you need not dive into learning all the sections and mugging up things. Important ones like which are repeatedly asked in exam and which is very much practically around us, like you only so many of you said, ma'am, section 115 BAC. Alternative tax regime has just started from last year. And so many people are filing return as per this and not normal slab rates. So we should know some sections like this, which I'll make you learn. So these chapters are divided then into sections. Sections are again divided into subsections. Yeah, section 10, उसमें तो subsection नहीं है, but say let us take deemed dividend. Deemed dividend is we write it like this, 222E I'm writing. So this is section 2. Section 2 is the biggest one, talking about all the definitions. Subsection is 22. In that A, B, C, D, E are clauses. So this is the E clause. Case clause कैसे पढ़ना है वो भी I will teach you. अभी ये करते हैं. Section 2, subsection 22, clause E is talking about deemed dividend. Okay. Now, section is like direct. Oh, your turnover is above 1 crore. Get your books audited. Oh, your this books of accounts are not maintained. No, you have to get it audited. Books be maintained karo. So like this, sections is literally like direct. But okay, ma'am, I understood. Section 44A is saying maintain books of accounts. So I went to my stationery wala. I said, 2-3 छोटे डायरी दो. तो दीप्ति मैम ने बोले हैं 44A में ना books maintain करना पड़ता है. और फिर वो that books take to your CA and get it audited. So sections are saying maintain books of accounts, maintain them for 7 years. Huh? I hope these extra voices are going in your mind. These are like the songs, you know, that Malhari. We don't understand the wordings, but itna suna ki that tune, that one word is set in our mind. Like that, why am I saying 7 years? Because this is asked in exam, that you should maintain the books of accounts for 7 years at your business premises. Now, Deepti ma'am said books maintain karna hai, section 44A ne bola hai. Arey, but what books? Then to support the sections, we have rule. Rule 6F says maintain cash book, maintain ledger, maintain purchase bill above 50, maintain binded, serially numbered sale bill book. Last 4 dialogues, who are saying rules? Don't accept cash above 10,000. I mean, say don't make payment related to your business above 10,000 in cash, single day, single person. Section 40. This is talking ki payment 10,000 ke above karna hai, Paytm account pay check demand draft. No, don't pay cash. Rule 6DD. If it is a holiday, if you are paying to farmer, if you are paying income tax, you can pay in cash. So to support section, subsection, clauses, don't get scared ki ma'am aap sections hi padhoge, nahi padhenge. You will enjoy. Where it is important, I will talk. Where it's not, where it is important, I'll say bolo mere saath. I want all of you to unmute and say it like chorus, you know. That important. Kyunki jab impression hai to you have to write now offline exam thoroughly. All right. So I hope rules are clear. Rules are, you know, like explanation to the section. Explanation to the section. Section is saying this. Rules are clarifying. Then we have a beautiful term asked many times in exam, proviso. Can anyone say what is proviso? And is it same as provision? बस इससे ज्यादा इंग्लिश नहीं आती मुझे. I don't know more English and I'm not teaching English. I'm teaching income tax, but this is must. 2 minutes. I'm speaking continuously, so I'll be drinking a lot of water. So आप बोलो तब तक. Do you know what is proviso and provision? Is it same or is it different? What do you mean by proviso? While taking regular classes, many times I'll say, dear students, these are the sections, but this is one proviso. What is proviso? Anyone? Yes? Yeah, it is different from provision. No, not same as provision alag hai, proviso alag hai. Proviso is out of the box. You can say it's, you know, like account, my accounts is also my subjects. I'll be many times linking up this with accounts. हम बोलते हैं ना, substance over form. I have sold you the goods in installment. I am the owner till last installment, but you charge depreciation. You in substance over form. Like that, what is proviso? Conditions? Okay? No, dear. Conditions will be all given in the rules, dear. Proviso is exception to rule or section. Just now I told you that if your turnover exceeds, if your turnover exceeds 1 crore, dear students, you have to get your books of accounts audited. Who is saying this? Who is talking? Section 44 AB. This is the bread and butter for we professionals. Chartered accountant, cost audit bhi karana padta hai, cost accountant. So if your turnover exceeds 1 crore, get your books audited and submit the tax audit report from a CA. Right? Exception to the rule is you want to go for presumptive taxation. Oh, then till your turnover 2 crore, you need not worry. Presumptive taxation is up assumption pay, you know, that is again section 44 AD. Don't dive into section. This is I'm telling you how we are going to do. So exception to the rule. Proviso is, okay, all this is saying yes, except this. That exception is called as proviso. And sometimes they make the technical question based on the proviso. So wherever proviso is important, I will highlight it and I will ask you, वहाँ पे थोड़े ऐसे तारे सितारे बनाना सीख लो, एक 5-star खिला देना, एक KitKat खिला देना उसको, and make sure that you understand what is proviso to this section. Sections will be clear. They are very simple. Proviso is saying turnover is 1 crore, get your books audited. Proviso is saying, oh, till 2 crore, no problem if you're going for presumptive taxation. Now, what is presumptive taxation and all is in business. How was this much? I tried to dive into a subject called as law, which is not my subject. Since 2000, since I have cleared, I have never turned back and saw company law and all. But this was like law. Sections, subsections, clauses, provisions, proviso, explanation. Just these are like terms, you know, like last 22 years being in Hyderabad, Telangana, we should know Telugu, no? Like that, dear students, Income Tax Act has its own language. So if you understand the language, and every student here, listen to the next line, what I'm saying, very important for a mindset of the student. Reading the question paper is an art. I will tell you, when I will teach you charitable trust math, जब practical question करेंगे, I'll tell you. Reading the question paper is an art. Read it in such a way you interpret in your mind and just start producing it that you don't have to read it again and again. If it is a business head, add in less. How do you start reading? Credit side say. Whatever is not काम की income, remove it. Remove the income which are not business head. Debit side, expenses which are disallowed, just add back. Then go to adjustment. So reading the question paper is exactly, if you drive a two-wheeler and four-wheeler, someone is showing ahead of you right indicator. Automatically you go little left. You don't have to say, "Arey, thoda left lane." You go little left so that he goes right and then you go straight. So read the question in such a way. I will be emphasizing a lot on this. If you read it thoroughly and if you interpret it, you will definitely solve it correctly because you know the concept over this period you will learn, but you have to read it very carefully. So here we finish off this theory part and ye provisos, income tax, and read it. All right. Now I told you that whatever is your financial year and previous year, whatever you earn in 21-22, you pay the tax in next year. But there are certain exceptions to the rule which says pay the tax. Just give me 1 second. I need to switch on. Thank you so much for waiting. Chalo. So there are some exceptions to the rule which says your previous year and assessment year should be same. Ma'am, ye kya baat hui? If I earn in this year, if I earn in this year, I'll be paying tax in the next year. But there are exceptions to the rule where you finish off paying the tax now only. Now you may be saying, ma'am, this is something very basic, but in NRI taxation or study note 2 only this is asked. For example, non-resident shipping company. A ship is coming from America, it is unloading goods in India, loading some goods, and now it is going to Sri Lanka. Can we say, now it is August 21, bye bye. Please come next year, July 21, and pay your tax? No. So we have some fixed rate of tax on whatever amount of transactions they have done in India. Pay the tax, get the tax clearance certificate, and then only the ship is allowed to leave India. First, so for them, financial year and assessment year is same. Next, assessment of a person leaving in India, same. If you are leaving India permanently in September 21, make sure April to September, whatever you have earned, pay the tax and then leave. AOP, BOI, AJP formed for a particular purpose. This language is tricky, but if you all are having this material, then write here, example, joint venture. I'll be doing lot of 3D, 5D makeup of our material. No? I'm literally saying, so way I am scribbling, if you all can scribble, it will be really helpful to you for the second revision. मैम तो फिर इम्पोर्टेंट आप टाइप ही कर दो ना, फिर वो टाइप इधर रहता है, फिर टिक्की में रहता है, फिर कबर्ड में रहता है. So few things which are to be typed and printed in the mind of the students, I will not print it. I will make you do the 3D 5D makeup of this material. So karo. Oh, all right. What is joint venture, you know, dear students? Okay. So from our class, Pavitra is having a building. I mean, say she's having a very old building and she wants to demolish and sell off the land. I told her, let us together make a tower. It's your land and my construction and all the mind I will use. We will make a tower. We will make 10 flats, sell it off and then bye-bye. Am I doing a partnership with Pavitra? Answer is no. But are we together just for like, you know, body of individuals? We are coming for a venture. Yes. And then bye-bye. Government is saying pay the tax of joint venture now. Because later on, if government says, oh, two of you have made the building, no, pay the tax. I'll say, I don't know. There's no partnership deed. Who is Pavitra? I don't know. Are you getting? So in exceptional cases, government may ask you to pay the tax there itself. Next is assessment of a person trying to alienate his asset. Alienate means chupana. Huh? He's trying to hide his assets and trying to divert his income, run away or anything. If you feel a person is trying to run away from paying the tax, and then if the AO catches, he may be asked to pay the tax right now only. Discontinued operation, if you're closing the business, don't wait for the next assessment year, pay the tax and finish. Okay. 2 days you will take to see how I'm teaching, you know. How I'm teaching means, I think that from the YouTube videos and all you have ensured. But you know, as a teacher, I don't know, it is my plus or minus. I cannot read word to word and then teach. I'm explaining in my way by giving 110 practical examples. Then it's your duty to read at home and bring it. Ma'am, this line is not clear. I'll clear it. Okay? Right. After this, who is governing the Income Tax Act in India? इसके लिए थोड़ा सा, because we'll be discussing some terms, no? So, you know, again, Income Tax Act banane wale to they have gone. So we have highest revenue authority, which is called as Finance Ministry. This diagram I'll give you little later in your topic. Finance Ministry is there in India. And it is divided into two parts, direct taxes and indirect taxes. So direct taxes is taken care, like, you know, someone should run the show, no? If I'm very good singer, am I going to organize the show? No, I want an event manager who will organize my shows. I'll go sing and perform. In the same way, act is to be followed by all the public. Crores of SSEs in India should follow Income Tax Act and pay the tax. But someone should govern the act, no? Someone should maintain the decorum. So direct taxes, the highest authority who's governing in India is CBDT, Central Board of Direct Taxes. In inter classes, the students are so raw foundation clear. मैं ना उनको abbreviations लिखाती हूँ पूरे written में. So write down the full form. But you all know it, so I'm just brushing up. Central Board of Direct Taxes. Central Board of Direct Taxes is like a council of members, and they see to it that the whole act is governed. Indirect tax is taken care in India by CIBIC. Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs. Okay? Right. So here we close this part. Now, once we have CBDT, we have in income tax, we have administration department and investigation department. Administrative department mein then you have hierarchy, principal commissioner of income tax, chief commissioner, commissioner, below that assessing officers, ITOs and so on. Same in the investing department also, principal director general, principal director commissioner, and like this. This detail we will discuss in a topic called income tax authorities, with just giving you an idea that who is maintaining the law, income tax law in India? CBDT, Central Board. But below this we have like settlement commission, which will help to settle some dispute. There is a DRP, dispute resolution panel, which will help to solve. Like I told you, advance pricing ke liye, for NRI transaction we have a different committee. So like this, different councils are there at a other level, but the main control in India is with the CBDT. Is the speed fine? You all are following? Any doubts are there? Please let me know. Right? This is the first class, so we'll close early. Otherwise, after 1 hour, I give break. हवा खा के और 2 मिनट बाहर जाके और screen से off जाना है. But today being the demo class, we'll close it at 8 o'clock. Not demo class, I know. Not a good word. we have begun, but let the tempo be building. So CBDT, income tax rules. Yeah, what are circulars and notifications? Some clarifications for the department internal. They have circulars issued by CBDT. Department has to follow the circulars. Notifications are for both, for department and for SSC. You know what happens, like, I'll tell you, circulars and notification, just 2 minutes, nice concept is there. I don't know, last 1 hour, have you observed, I'm giving you a lot of reasoning, which is not required to be written in exam. But if you know the reasoning, why ma'am this provision, then you don't have to mug up the things. That logic flows in the exam. Why circulars and notification? Act is there, sections are there, rules are there, explanations are there. Why do we need all this extra notifications? Income Tax Act says, if I'm generating income for you, KBC, 1 crore rupees, 30% I will deduct the tax and pay to government. Like that TDS provisions, you all know, tax deducted at source. I'm generating income for you, commission, 5% I'll deduct and pay the tax to government. But for deducting, I'm paying you 100 rupees commission. Listen, 5 rupees I'm deducting TDS on your behalf and paying to government and giving you a certificate for that. 95 rupees only I'll pay you check. What is my expense? 100. 95 I paid to you, deductor ka expense on commission. 5 rupees I paid to government. What is your income, dear students? 100. Whenever TDS is deducted, gross income is taxable. So what is your income, dear students? 100. How much you got? 95. 5 rupees I just paid you 100 and 5 rupees tax on your behalf I am paying to government. I'll give you a certificate for that. But that 5 rupees should be auto dropped in your 26 years. आपके in your online, मतलब आपका जो income tax department's account is there in your, for that what do I need? Basic information, PAN. I've been requesting you last 10 days, give me your PAN number. So with that 10-digit alphanumeric PAN number, I will deposit the money in your account. PAN number is like your bank account. Give me your bank account, I'll pay you fees for these CMA final direct taxation lectures. Same way I'm asking you, give your PAN card, I'll auto drop the TDS 5% in that and I'll give you certificate. In spite of saying you're not giving the PAN. So then government is saying, if someone is not giving you the PAN, no, this provision came on 1st of July in between. If the deductee is not giving you PAN, no, instead of 1% contract, 2%, commission में 5%, deduct 20% TDS. Now you like, you know, the deductee will fumble, array 20% mera tax hi nahi hai, then when that refund will come and all those procedures, no, wait, I'll give you PAN. Are you all getting? So what are these notifications? That if you don't give the PAN to deductor, PAN has got a right to deduct the TDS at highest rate. Notification. Circulars within the department. Okay, this is to be checked like this. So these are all reasons why we have circulars and notifications. Clear? Right. Case laws, we'll be doing every chapter, we will be doing case laws, the gist, the conclusion, because based on case laws only they make the commenting questions. Case laws is if there is a conflict between department and commissioners and appeals and tribunals and ITET, High Court, Supreme Court, ये सब hierarchy है. What is the full form of ITET? ITET stands for what, dear students? वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट 2 सेक्शंस, दोनों ऐसे बड़े भाई है, साथ साथ में चलते हैं. 263, 264. Go for appeals, go for tribunal. ITET is Income Tax Appellate Tribunal. It's like a small family court. Go to tribunal before you go to High Court and Supreme Court. So whenever there is conflict and judgment is given by High Court and Supreme Court, that judgment becomes like a law. And that case law is used for reference in similar cases. Okay. Who is SSC? A person who is liable to pay tax. Who is SSC in default? If you are liable to pay tax, I'm telling you, file your return, you're not filing. I will do best judgment assessment under section 44 and send you a demand notice. This is your tax, pay the tax. Your SSC in default, you didn't pay tax. Representative SSC, some minor in your house or person with a lunatic mind but having huge income, he's not able to sign. You are, as a guardian, are filing his return for minor, then you are called as representative SSC. Assessment is the procedure how you compute the income and pay the tax. Okay, different kind of people have to pay tax. So the first one is person who has to pay. As an individual, you have to pay tax. Hindu undivided family, Mr. A is working in a corporate paying tax. Mr. A, Mrs. A spouse, their son as their daughter D. Now Mr. A's grandfather has kept one ancestral property, that this property's rental income belongs to Mr. A's joint family. So this will be like Mr. A will be filing two returns, one in his individual capacity and one as Hindu undivided family's karta. Okay, right? Then company, we all know it's an artificial person and separately they have to find. When I say company, I mean foreign company, domestic company, Indian company, one-man company, all companies. Partnership firm should pay tax according to the rates we will discuss now. LLP, limited liability. You all know what is the difference in the partnership firm? Partnership firm or private companies, best benefits are put together from LLP, and maximum LLP benefits are taken by we professionals. Yes, CAs cannot make a partnership beyond a limit. So they form limited liability. All your big fours are LLPs. Yes. So limited liability partnership, should they file a return? Yes. Body of individuals, few people coming together, or because they have a trust or some, they are all the legalness. Father has left the property for 5 sons. So all the 5 sons have rented their ancestral property to Taj Group of Hotel, who is paying them rent. This will be taxable as body of individuals. Association of person is also a group, but in association of person, Mr. A ka HUF, PQ partnership firm, they can come together. BOIs, only individuals coming together. AOPs, persons coming together. Person could be individual, HUF, partnership, coming together and doing the earning income. Local authority, artificial judicial person, mosque, church, gurudwara, ISKCON temple, they're all having sale counters, books and other, all the articles and all. And whatever form they are having income, are they liable to file the return? Yes. Are they liable to pay tax? Yes. So income hai na, pay tax. How is the speed of the class? Are you following? Is this clear? This you can just have a glance, read it. Definitions, I think I'm literally writing ये आपको law में भी पढ़ते हैं. What is a domestic company, Indian company, public company, private company? Yeah, this one is important. When do you say that you have a substantial interest? Substantial interest, I have lot of substantial interest. So mark this definition as very, very important for problem solving. If a person who is beneficial owner of shares, whether with or without a right to participate, at least 20% of voting right. And I'm not talking about legal ownership. I'm talking about beneficial ownership. Let me give an example and I want all of you to scribble it here. If you're not having this, do it in your notebook. Mr. A is holding XYZ company mein. He is holding A's shareholder 12% shares. Mr. A is Karta of HUF. So obviously Karta will be taking, and he is having 13% share in XY company. Now what is the legal ownership of Mr. A? 12%. It's less than 20. HUF ka kitna hai? 13%. It's less than 20. But HUF and individual, both decisions are taken by Mr. A. So what is the beneficial ownership of Mr. A in this company? 25% beneficial ownership. Is he having substantial interest in the company? Yes. Dear students, take it down आराम से. कुछ doubt है तो पूछो, because this will be referred from here to international taxation. Whenever I say substantial interest is more than 20% voting, right. I'm taking a pause here. If you have a doubt, ask me. If you want to note down this example, write it the way I have written. I know just scattered I have written. If you just write the data, it will be clear, because for your understanding.
Madam, explain this example once again.
This same example? Yeah. Listen. Mr. A, as an individual, is having 12% shares of the company, voting right. Mr. A, as a karta, representing HUF, is having 13% shares of the same company. So what is the legal ownership of Mr. A? 12%. What is the legal ownership of the HUF? 13%. They are both not having substantial ownership benefit. Right now, Mr. A, we know that HUF's decisions are taken by Karta. Karta is said to be having control and management, heads and brains of the HUF. So legal ownership is 12 and 13%. But they are saying person is said to have beneficial ownership. 12% be A ka hi beneficial ownership hai. As a Karta, 13% only, it's A's benefit. So what is A's beneficial ownership in the company? More than 20%? Yes. Is he said to having substantial interest in the company? Yes. This is like very important substantial interest, dear students, for clubbing, for NRI taxation, many topics we will be using. Now is it clear? Tell me.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. And please read at home this all the part what I have given you. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Okay? Right. And now something for your MCQs details we'll do in the settlement commission also. Previous year for undisclosed sources. Gumnam income, what we call it. I want all of you to know, whenever there is income tax raid and some, first you understand this topic. ये है कहीं ना कहीं काफी जगह आएगा ये topic repeatedly. Few things which are important, I'm just touching up now. You know, as I said the very first time, overall reading, if you do 2-3 times and then you dive in, you know it clearly. What are these undisclosed sources? Whatever your income you are earning, pay the tax to government. But sometimes you earn and spend from there itself. You don't bring it also to your home. You have earned 2 crores which you don't show to government, and directly you went and purchased gold and kept it in your locker. Now, if there is a raid and if this gold is recovered from your, you know, in raids, they go to your native place, they can go to your friends, uncle, aunt's place, they can ask you to open the lockers. All this I'll teach you. We have this topic, section 132 and 133, raid procedure. It's superb. So, here, if that 2 crore is caught in your locker, can you say, "Mujhe nahi malum kiska hai"? If it is in your locker, it's yours only. So 2 crore is not your income. It is not in money terms, but it is your gold. You must have earned and purchased and invested, no? Gold, property, papers. We keep on seeing in newspaper, there's an anti-corruption ACB raid on this person and they have recovered. All this income, whenever it is caught up, you need to pay 78% tax. And it's called as a block assessment of 10 years. Okay, ma'am, I have earned 2 crores. I am agreeing. But I earned it in 5 years. Please allow me some basic exemption. Please. 5 साल का 2.5 lakh, 2,50,000 basic exemption? No. Okay, ma'am, I have earned, but I have spent expense? No. Set off losses? No. Expense, no. Flat, you need to pay tax. And now there are, this is called as, in Hindi we call it jal. Jal ki tarah hai, 26As and all these forms. Your annual information is directly auto dropped in your, that's why everywhere, PAN card, Aadhaar card, linking. So before I went to my CA to file my return, he knew, oh, you have done foreign travel and you have spent this much money. So before you upload your pictures on Insta and Facebook, make sure, are you actually showing your Bali and Thailand visit where you have sent 2 lakh? Pata chala aapki drawings in your return is 60,000 and 2 lakh rupees you have spent for Bali and Indonesia and all those trips. So what is happening? Birthday parties and all, lavish birthday parties directly from the clubs, from the restaurants. Who has made bill with you above 50,000 report? They are only reporting annual information system. That is also there in your syllabus. There are some 20 transactions which are in your saving account. If you do more than 10 lakh rupees transactions, no, maybe withdrawal and deposit, that information is going to come. This person is saving account is like thode lakhs of rupees rakho, thode thousands, crore rupees idhar udhar. Opening balance 10,000, closing 10,000. During the year, all money is coming and going. So, gist of all this is, any income or any expenditure which you have done and you're not able to explain the source. Where did you earn the money that you have spent for your daughter's wedding? 5 crore rupees. So you have earned and spent, no? That means it's your income, taxable. So this topic we will link up in income tax, your raid case and all. But coming back to your, what I want you to know now, whenever these undisclosed incomes are taxable, they're taxable at 78%. How that 78%, I'll share with all of you now. Yeah, please mark this second point as very important. I'll tell you what are types of income, but tax cases, 60% is the tax. On tax, 25% is the surcharge. And on tax plus surcharge, 4% is the ESS. Some of you may have lost calculation of tax in calculators. Tuck, 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 tuck. But 3 hours to tuck, tuck music bajna hi hai. That's such a beautiful music, no? So over this period, make sure, I know practically we have all softwares and apps. The moment you show this income, they'll calculate the tax and give it to you ready. But income tax exam likhna hai na, till we qualify, we need to have a good practice. So can I tell you something very basic? Please start using the same calculator which you are all going to use in the final exam. I know this is a very small tip and you all are quite matured, but still I'm giving, because if you have hands on your calculator, उसको कवर में संभाल के मत रखो कि एग्जाम के लिए यूज करेंगे, लकी कैलकुलेटर है, अभी से यूज करो. Make sure everyone sitting in my class knows how to use M plus, M minus and all those features so that you save time in calculations. And thoda ek do problem to I'll tell you, because slab rates and all, flat rates, company rates, tax rates, ye to this you should know how to calculate. And as I go into this, I want all of you, sometimes, like students ask me so many basic doubt, and go to my YouTube channel and just see the tax playlist. I have made 5 minutes videos for something very basic. What is MMR, maximum marginal rate? I want all of you to know like something ABC, जैसे हम English में vowels बोलते हैं ना. On total income, tax is calculated. Are you all with me? On total income, tax is calculated. On tax, if conditions satisfy, I'll tell you all that tomorrow. But ek base ke liye, surcharge. Surcharge is additional tax. Oh dear student, you are earning above 50 lakh, no? Quite good, monthly 5 lakh aap kama rahe ho, acha kama rahe ho. Can you pay a little extra tax in the form of surcharge? Yes. And on tax plus surcharge, you have to pay, education says 4% on tax plus surcharge. So this is like fitted in your mind. Neend mein se koi utha ke bole to you should know this. Tax is always calculated on total income, but I have put line, please don't add total income and tax. It will be like a blunder. Income and tax, computing income is separate and computing tax is separate. Tax plus surcharge. If surcharge is not there on tax, directly he says 4% he says, education says, governments collected and they keep it separately for you. Wanted to note it down? You should. लिखो ये register होना है mind. He says goes to for the girls education and 100% literacy mission and saksharta mission and all that projects के लिए. Yes. Something very basic. The pen should flow. Because when I do NRI taxation, itne अच्छे questions हैं, and then students understand the step and they lose in the tax calculation marks. So I don't want you all to lose marks for that. Please watch some tax concept videos in the YouTube. 5 minutes there. That will be like whenever you are free, we are going to give 2 days holidays for this Dussehra also. I know it's a festival mood and all, but whole day, at least sometimes you're traveling, just put your headphones and listen to 5 minutes so that you know कि ये कैसे करना है. Silly mistake नहीं होना चाहिए ना. Tax concept playlist. Go to the videos and watch as per the playlist. Tax amendment playlist is separate and all. Coming back now, no basic exemption, no allowance, no expense. Did I tell you all? Ma'am, 2,50,000 to do, I'll pay the tax and all. No set off. Okay, 2 crore rupees I have earned, but last year I had a business loss. I had a business loss of 1.5 CR. Can I set off? Answer is no. Whenever you catch this income, you need to pay flat tax. And now what are the sources of this? Cash credit. Cash account debit to Suman Lata. Now, who is Suman Lata and why did she give you 80 lakhs cash? We don't know. So, cash credits are fictitious entries in the books. Next is unexplained investments. I told you investments in building, property, FDs, jewelry, unexplained money, cash, bullion, gold biscuits, silver bars at your home, they are all yours. Amount of investment not full disclosed. Oh, you have done renovation of your house. You have shown 5 lakhs in the balance sheet. But when we check the renovation, kam se kam 5 crore ka kharcha hai. Veneer, POP, blah. Definitely you have earned and you have spent. Unexplained expenditure. From where did you get the money to do all this travel and birthday parties and all that? Amount borrowed or repaid on hundi. Loans. This though I'll tell you, like I'll give you super important flow chart for 269 SS and 269 T. इतना आता है एग्जाम में, फाइनल में, CA final, CMA final, कहीं भी. These two sections are based on this. You cannot accept loan and all in cash above a limit. So all this it is last part of the theory, so that if you read this and come ask your doubts tomorrow, we'll be doing slab rates and special rates and rebates, and one 5-mark question is fixed: how to calculate marginal relief. I'll tell you in a very logical, nice way. You will be able to understand it. Yeah. Right now, application of income and diversion of income. Sometimes they are making basic on this basics. I'll explain it with example. Application of income is, suppose you are giving me fees. I am paying tax on that. That's my professional income. Now I give it to my son. Do my son need to pay tax again on it? No. That's my application of income. I can give it to my son. I can give donation. I can do shopping. So application of income is not taxable. But diversion of income is. I'm saying to you, dear students, okay, Melisha, do one thing. Don't pay me the fees. You do one thing. You stay, don't pay the professional coaching fees to me. Directly next to your house is my son's school. Can you go and pay fees on my behalf? Some barter kind of thing. Or if I teach you and I don't want fees, but from your store, give me a nice iPhone. So what is happening? We are trying to divert the income. I'm not allowing the income to come to me. Sometimes people do it like, this one's salary, sir, I don't want. Just donate it to the upcoming Ganesh festival on my behalf. I didn't receive the income. आई एम द ओनर ऑफ, मैं बहुत एग्जाम्पल आपको जितने चाहिए उतने एग्जाम्पल दूंगी. आई एम द ओनर ऑफ द प्रॉपर्टी. आई एम सेइंग टू माई टेनेंट, प्लीज डोंट पे मी रेंट. Pay to my younger sister Ishwari, and she is making all her college and education fees. Actually, I am not enjoying the rental income. Who is the owner of property? I. Rent किसको दे रहे हैं? Tenant, my younger sister Ishwari, and she is paying all her hostel education. Can I say income ही नहीं आया? Why should I pay tax? I am the owner. Diversion of income doesn't help you. Okay, read this language, it will be clear to you. Okay, एवरेज एंड मैक्सिमम रेट कल करेंगे. अब मैम इंडिया का डेफिनेशन स्कूल डेज से मैम बनाते आ रहे हैं, अब इंडिया का डेफिनेशन पढ़ाएंगे, बिल्कुल पढ़ाएंगे. You go 200 nautical miles in the sea and there you put up the oil well deep in the seabed and you earn income. You can't say मैं तो पानी में हूँ, नीचे हूँ, मैं क्यों टैक्स पे करूँ? मैं तो हवा में हूँ, एयर बलून में हूँ, why should I pay tax? India includes all this, territorial waters and all and all and all. So if you are earning income in India, you need to pay tax. So many times a property in Chennai is sold by the owner who is in Sri Lanka and buyer is in Canada. But property to Chennai mein hai na, tax to pay karna hai na. So India's definition is, if you earn the income in India, you need to pay tax in India. Ma'am, but I'm a permanent resident of USA, I'm paying tax over there. Okay, some rebate relief will be there. And India का map इसलिए बना है कि every student sitting in the class should know what is SEZ, what is EOU, because in alternative minimum tax and all, I'll be using these terms. Can you all please read it? Read and come special economic zone, EU is export oriented undertaking, free trade zones. ये सब क्या है? What इनके working कैसे होते हैं? Still, if you are not getting, as a teacher, my duty to explain everything what you want. But if you can read up, this is like Google homework for all of you. And the last one for today, यहाँ से slab rate से कल करेंगे. Last one for today, infrastructure. India is a developing country. Last 20 years, we have seen a new form of airports are coming up. Whenever we cross the city, you know, we call it like कहीं कहीं कैब में आता है ना, you are on national highway. But ma'am, we are on the Tangbin Road. It's like the heart of the city. Kahan national highway? So now highways are not there. What we are using? Outer ring roads and bypasses and expressways and flyovers and all. So India needs a lot of money for these development. So there are infrastructure companies who pump in these fund, infrastructure fund. Like metro project took 5 years in Hyderabad and it was done by L&T. So who gave the money to L&T company? Public. Through whom? Infrastructure companies. That's why, you know, government issues bonds also. Bonds is not James Bond. Bonds are, government issues bonds and collect money in the form of public. Public give us money. We will give you 6% written promise. It will be tax free and only for lock-in period of 5 years. And these bonds, they give it to railways. Chalo, bullet train banao, ye karo, wo karo. Huh? Now all those, which trains? What do you call it? Shatabdis. I don't know, you all know or not, recently have started with one special coach which is called as Vistadome. I know I'm talking little out of the way, but ये दिख रहा है कि हमारे around development हो रहा है. Vistadome is a beautiful journey. Do experience it. All the Shatabdis are having that. Now to make Vistadome feel like you're traveling in some foreign country, beautiful clean coach, separate luggage room और पूरा ऊपर से नीचे windows and beautiful view. So they need money for all this. And that is pumped in by infrastructure companies. Okay. So these all, yeah, all 2-star above hotels, hospitals, multi, ये सबका money pump in होता है infrastructure company से. And manufacturing activity just are for reading. You know, when any item structure and all changes, it is called as manufacturing. Huh? जब item का output change हो जाता है, it's not just repacking and all. It amounts to manufacturing and it will be taxable as income. कहीं ना कहीं ये काम आएगा. So R for reference and reading. Not much important. I've tried my best to give you all the basic terms which we are going to use. या NRI समझने के लिए भी रेसिडेंशियल स्टेटस ऑफ इंटरलेवल शुड बी क्लियर. What is that member going out as a crew and all, they pick up and ask over there. So make sure, as and how I'll give you time limit. Okay, this week I'm putting up this revision video, go through it. See, we cannot take everything live. नहीं तो पता चला पूरा इंटर हम आपको फिर से पढ़ा रहे. पढ़ाना is like my passion. I can go hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. जब क्रैश कोर्स पढ़ाते हैं तो we teach 8 hours, 10 hours तक भी. But that is not right, we all know. So I'm going to give you the substitute as revision videos. When I do put it in that app in the group, I will be messaging you all. Okay? Yeah. Ask your doubts from today's class. Substantial interest, previous year, proviso, terms, BOI. Have I talked in such a way कि practical link example के साथ clear है, or it was all theory, technical? And how many of you really want me to read and teach? ना बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे पढ़ाते हैं, एक लाइन पढ़ते हैं फिर समझाते हैं. No, no, no. But I want you to read, dear students. अब हो गया ना, दीप्ति मैम 2000 में CA बन गए, तो मुझे नहीं पढ़ना word to word, आप पढ़ो ना. If you have any doubts, you can ask me tomorrow. Okay? So here we are closing the day 1 of our class. I hope you all enjoyed. I enjoyed seeing your doubts in the chats also, that everyone is enthusiastic to learn more and more, and a lot of linking up will be there in the topics. So be more committed to attend all the classes. Tomorrow we are doing slab rates, and in CMA final, marginal relief is a topic which is asked for 5 marks to solve the question. You know, some bonuses hain aise. If there is something tough in the exam, technical, out of the portion, ma'am, something they asked in transfer pricing which we have never done, you to taught only cup method. Like that, if you tell me something 50 marks is there, which is very easy repeatedly, ma'am, the question which you did in non-resident same came in the exam. Only figures switching. Trust me. It's not I'm boosting. This is what is the way question papers are set, provided you need to work hard. Smart work every class, I'll be telling you. Right? Thank you so much. Hope everything is clear. 2 things, homework, as I said, read and come this material and start referring the tax concept playlist wherever you feel. 5-7 minutes is zyada bade video nahi hai. So just go through it sometimes whenever you have time and you feel, no, this term since years I have not brushed up. Like I'll tell you one basic thing. If I take capital gain, many times final students are not clear about the age of the capital asset. मैम ये लॉन्ग टर्म है या शॉर्ट टर्म है? अब एज तो अभी नहीं पढ़ाएंगे ना आपको. Age, if the shares are held for more than 12 months, long term. Land and building held more than 24 months, long term. So there's a table. That table ke saath I have just made a 10 minutes video on what is the age of the capital asset. What are the tax rates of the capital asset? So I hope this is, to boost and make sure आप लोग सिर्फ 60 plus marks नहीं लाओगे. 81, 82, 88, these are the marks in direct taxation. But only तब टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं था तो कभी टेस्टिमोनियल और फीडबैक नहीं लिए, to be very honest with all of you. All right, any more queries? Put it in chat. If not, then we are closing for today. Thank you so much and see you all tomorrow.